When you've watched as much anime as I have, you'll begin to pick up on several tropes, and none is more memorable than the classic beach episode. No matter what anime series you watch, there is a good chance you'll find an episode where the protagonists take a trip to the beach to soak in the sun and make sandcastles and splash in the water. It's an otaku tradition as old as time, but when did it start and what purpose does it serve? If these questions plagued you, or even if not, you're getting a crash course on the beach episode of anime. This is Otaku 101 and class is in session. Known in Japan as Mizugi Kai, the beach or pool episode is a ritual in anime as iconic as apple pie is American. So what makes a bona fide beach episode? Whether it's on a tropical island or a community pool, these episodes typically take place around the water. The reason for them is to create a sense of escapism for the characters and the audience, which explains the carefree attitudes along with the lighthearted and comedic tones. While they are typically filler episodes, meaning it diverges from the main plot, there are more anime lately who are changing that notion. Beach episodes are generally a single episode, but there are exceptions. Take a look at Pokemon Sun and Moon. It's technically one large beach season because Ash and friends definitely soaked up in the lone sun while attending school and didn't bother competing in tough gyms as they didn't exist. Then to top it all off, he won his first Major League tournament. Now that sounds like a wet, hot Pokemon summer to me. While Osamu Tezuka's Astro Boy anime is one of the first to feature a beach episode, it wasn't until the 1990s when these episodes became what we know them to be today. Most anime incorporate some form of the beach episode in their series and tend to do it in a way that isn't too distracting or doesn't compromise the plot or characters. Others just feel out of place, like in the horror anime Higurashi When They Cry, where the excessive fan service makes it feel like you're in an alternate universe. Generally, beach episodes give an opportunity to add character interaction and development in a way that otherwise wouldn't be easily possible. Welcome to the NHK does this in a clever way in episodes 12 and 13 as Sato, a hikikimori, joins his childhood crush and some other randos for a nice time at the beach. While these episodes are not as vibrant as your typical beach episodes, we learn so much more about Sato and how he deals with people who seemingly share a similar idea. His character progression also takes a sudden pivotal change that easily makes this arc one of the most important in the entire series. Some use the change of scenery as another way to advance the plot even further, like in Assassination Classroom, where the students use their time of fun in the sun as a ruse to continue the series-long goal to kill their teacher. While some shows may need a beach episode to fulfill a quota, others are made to completely subvert an audience's expectations. Another is easily the best example of this because the tone of this horror anime is pretty dark and violent. I mean, a student is trying to solve a string of peculiar deaths that plague his high school after all. So in episode 8, Hairstand, the tone starts with a happier tone where the kids pull pranks, play in the sand, and even share a little romance, but quickly shifts to the dark and dreadful reality that defines the series. And the best part is, you don't ever see it coming. Typically, slice-of-life anime include beach episodes because it just makes sense. Japan is an archipelago nation with many islands. It's common for people to take trips there and have some R&R. Mangaka do love implementing their experiences into their creations, so it wouldn't be a stretch. See what I did there? Come on, it was there for the taking. I had to. Anyways, it wouldn't be a surprise for them to include their summertime moments into their manga, which in turn shows up in the anime. I think it's safe to assume a majority of anime use beach episodes as an excuse to unleash even more fan service. Now this can take many forms, like high school girls wearing revealing swimsuits, and if that isn't already disturbing enough, how about how they make suggestive poses or communicate in ways that are definitely not safe for work, or at least without getting the deserved side eye. Personally, the continued focus on this tire trope is not only annoying, but extremely off-putting. However, this is a major part of the culture that will never go away, so we may have to just accept it. Beach episodes are a tradition in anime that serve many purposes, and while their reasons differ, we should always appreciate the concept of these episodes and what they bring to the series, for better or for worse. Now, if you got anything to say, I'd love to hear it and talk some more about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. You can send me an email, or you can find me on Twitter or Facebook. Oh, and one more thing. If you like what you're watching, feel free to subscribe by clicking that platypus to keep up with my latest videos. Class is dismissed, and stay nerdious.